Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. So this session we're going to focus on Qigong for flexibility and mobility, really just trying to hit every joint in our body to get that circulation and energy flowing. So let's take a moment and look down at our feet. Remember, our whole body's alignment starts with our footwork. So shoulders width apart, outside edge of the feet to the outside edge of your shoulders, and just find some nice relaxation through the legs so that they're not locked. And then we let that lower back hang down a little bit while we lift through the crown of the head so we have that beautiful length through our whole spine. All right, now we're just going to do some swinging from side to side, just warming up our body. Let the arms land wherever they'd like. Just a gentle turn. The palms might strike the lower back. They might strike the belly. Whatever feels good, but focus on letting your spine find that length. So we're opening the vertebrae. Our head is following the torso direction, and it's just a gentle turn side to side. And nice deep belly breaths through our whole practice. Let's do a few more turns, just enjoying that spine movement. And then we'll slowly ease off. So we'll slow down that middle body, slowing down the arms, and then we'll come back to center. All right, so from here, we're gonna lift those arms up overhead, and we're gonna draw the elbows in towards your ribs. Then we're gonna bring the arms in front, making fists, bring the forearms and elbows together. Squeeze through the shoulder blades, so peel them apart. Lift the arms up, open those fists, elbows to ribs. Draw the arms together, making fists. Then lift up and open, elbows to ribs. Just nice deep breaths. So following just a nice kind of circle and flow here. Think about opening through the chest and then through the back. And then just a beautiful lift up and down. We're going to do a few more rounds. So opening up through the chest and the shoulders. Find that smooth, even, continuous breath, drawing that energy down to the belly. Let's do two more. On that last one, we're going to lift up, and then we're going to float the arms down and just kind of hold them out gently in space. From here, we're just going to focus in on our neck, dropping our chin to our chest, and then rolling the ear towards the shoulder, and then back to center and across to the other side. So just finding a gentle roll back and forth. Use the palms to imagine that you're connecting to the ground, and use them pulling down to help open up through the neck. Maybe you focus in on one section for a little moment, finding a little bit more length, a little bit more stretch. One more round, both sides. Drop that chin down, release the arms down, gently lift back to neutral. And then we'll just inhale up, find a nice reach through the body. Relax the shoulders, bend at the elbows, and press down to the palm, front of the body. One more time. Inhale up, lift through the fingers, and then float down. All right, we're going to move into our shoulders next. So we're going to think about drawing and making big circles, and we can even include our legs. So pushing up and then around and sinking down, and finding this kind of wave of motion through the body. So pulling up and then sinking down. And it's just like an opening up through the spine and we're connecting that energy through the earth all the way through and out to the hands and fingers. Trying to create that wave of motion. So when we go this way, it's a little bit easier than when we try and go the other direction. So we want to think about lifting up and then sinking down. So lift and then sink. Really find that motion through the shoulders, using the arm movement to help. Do a few more rounds, going back. Just warming up through the legs and the whole body. Might start building a little bit of heat. One more. Shake them down. Let that energy come out through the fingers. Just a gentle tapping here. Feel the kind of hands lighting on fire, releasing the energy and tension from the shoulders all the way out through the fingers. All right, you can do this next variation standing, or you can come into the legs a little bit more. So taking a little bit of a wider stance and then sinking down a little bit. So bringing that energy in through our legs. From here, we're gonna lift one arm up, and then they're gonna switch, and we're gonna turn our body to the side. And then we're gonna turn to the other side. So we're just kind of finding the flow with the arms, and we're even maybe using the legs and shifting that weight. Great exercise for the shoulders and the spine. And I just want you to move in your own way, at your own pace. Find that movement through the upper back. Try to let the shoulders hang down. And don't forget about your breath. So smooth, even, and continuous. Big circles. Letting your head follow that torso direction as you move back. It's warming up through every inch of our body. Feel those legs a little bit. Let's do one more round, both sides. Let that last arm hang down. Come back, draw those feet together a little bit and lift up through the body. Find that length through the fingertips and then release down. All right, we're gonna add a little bit of a new movement, sometimes called serving tea. I'm coming a little bit closer so that you can see the arm movements a little bit better. So again, same options. We can stand up nice and tall, or we can sink down a little bit. And we're gonna bring our hands to our hips, palms facing up. Now it's called serving tea because the whole time I want you to think about having a teacup on your hand. From here, we're gonna take our palm back. So bring your palm back and rotate that arm. Try to keep that palm flat to the sky, then bring it overhead. It's like making a figure 8 and then back down. So we're using the shoulders and the elbows, big circles, trying to keep that palm flat towards the sky the entire time. So this is a totally new rotation through our shoulder joints, opening things up in a completely new way. Now, if the legs ever start to burn a little bit too much, just come up to a standing position and just take a moment. We're gonna do 2 more this direction, and then we're gonna do the other side before we kind of try and do the other one. So one more big circle. And eventually this will start to feel really good, so you can move a little bit quicker and it feels kind of fun. So doing the other side. So again, we come back, try to keep that palm facing up, rotate the arm, keep it facing up the whole time overhead, and then back down. So big circles. And again, just moving in a way that feels good. Maybe it's a smaller circle for you. Maybe the shoulders don't feel too great and we want to relax a little bit more. But if we can, try to think about keeping that palm flat the whole time. and making nice, big, swooping motions as we twirl that cup of tea on our palm. Let's do 1 or 2 more. One nice big circle and back. Okay, stand up for a moment, give your legs just a moment's break, and we're gonna go the other direction. So eventually the fun thing is you can do both arms at the same time, or you can kind of do them alternating, but right now we're just gonna practice with one arm on each side. So sinking down, we're gonna go forward. So we go forward, to the side, back, overhead, and this is where it gets a little tricky. Can you come back through? So how do we get that arm back through? So we reach back and then we turn our palm and our arm facing forward. Nice job. Let's do a few circles. So finding that beautiful movement through the shoulders and the elbows. This is really great for warming up the upper body. Be careful going this way. If you have pockets, you might catch them. Let's do 1 or 2 more. Nice big circles and release. So other side, forward, out to the side, back, overhead, and then back and through. So it's a big figure 8 with the arm. Feels a little bit different when we first get started. Eventually, it will start to feel easier and easier. This is a bit of a challenge for our bodies. Let's do a few more. Until you get to a point where you would do both. And you could do both arms together, okay? Just to give you a little taste. But it's a fun new movement to challenge our brains, keep us present in the moment. Let's do 1 more. And then release. Come back up to standing. Shake out those legs. They might be starting to feel it a little bit. Okay, shake them down. Let everything out. Okay. From here, let's just take one moment, a few settling down of that energy breaths, feet, shoulders width. Inhale up. Exhale down. So remember, your goal here is to just bring that energy to your middle body. That center point, relaxing, coming back to our breath and our body. Feeling the difference. 1 more nice deep breath. And down. All right, just some nice hip circles next. So starting to warm up through the hips. So thinking about pushing out and then maybe even leaning back a little bit. So then we get a little bit more stretch through the front of the hips. You can have your hands on the hips, lower back, or just let the arms swing. The goal is to just find that openness through the joints. Let's do 1 more circle this way. And then other direction. Again, maybe leaning back that little bit, kind of pushing out through the hips that little bit more. Nice deep belly breaths. And then 1 more circle, back to center. All right, we're gonna work on opening up our hips a little bit more. So if you wanna grab a chair or hold on to a wall or a piece of furniture, feel free. We're gonna balance on one leg for a moment, and we're gonna think about lifting through our entire spine. Let the shoulders hang down, pick a point to look at, and then lift the knee up and open to the side. So it's just lift and open. That opening being the key point. Doesn't matter how high you go. Think about opening to the side. We're going to do a few more. Try to focus in on your breath. Check in on your supporting leg. Is it locked? When we lock out the leg or have it too bent, it makes it difficult. 1 more circle this way. And then release. Let's do the other side. So find your balance first, find that center point, slowly lift up, lift and open. Few circles each direction. Does a lot for our mobility and our hip joints from all the sitting that we do. So we really want to make sure we're doing our best to lift and open. All right, 2 more. Last one, release. Okay, shake them out. Find that balance one more time. From here, we're going to lift up on one leg. So we're going to lift on the inhale, lift the leg and the arms up. Exhale, we're going to push out and then release down. So we're going to do a little bit of a kick and we're going to switch from one leg to the other. So inhale up, exhale down, and then release. And you have the option, if it feels better, lift the arms up the front and then out. So again, front and out and release. Or it might feel more stable to come up with the arms on the side and then back down. Try to push out with that heel so that we're getting a nice stretch. Push out with the palms for stability. We're going to do a few more rounds. Lifting. Lower. And again, you can do that front and out. One more round, both sides. Really lift up, out, and then up one more time and out. From here, relax down. We're going to do a big stretch up, reach through those fingers, and then down. Checking in on those feet, making sure they're nice and straight. We're going to bend into our knees, bringing our hands down into kind of a cat stretch. I'll turn so you can see. We're going to inhale and lift, and then exhale, tuck the tailbone round the spine, maybe standing up slightly. And then inhale, stretch through the spine, lift the heart, and then round on the exhales. So move with your own breath. Find some nice motion through the spine. Listen to your body with how far you push that rounding and standing and tucking the hips, or how far you lift the heart. Two more. Last one, we'll round and then we'll slowly stand up and just roll those shoulders back. Come into that neutral position. And from here, we'll again settle that energy down by inhaling, lifting up. Exhale, bend the elbows, palms come down the front of the body. Doing a few rounds, so lifting up and lowering down. Really try to think about bringing that energy in and then just all the way through the body down to the center. One more round. All right, from here, let's lift those arms up. We're going to inhale, palms to center. Exhale, push out to the side. So inhale, heart center. Exhale, release what doesn't serve you. Taking a few breaths, moving at your own pace. Really starting to feel that energy as we push those palms out, fingers point to the sky. Let's do one more. Pushing out, and then we'll lift overhead. And again, down the front of the body, all the way to your hips. Let's gather that energy back up, fingers to the sky. And then we're going to push one hand to heaven, one to earth with a little bit of twist. Head follows the torso direction, and then back to center, arms together. Turn and twist for the other side. Back to center, and then turn. You can go inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Or just let the breath flow. Completely up to you. Just think about pushing and supporting heaven and earth, and then relaxing back to center, and then to the other side. Few more rounds. One more complete round, both sides. And then on the inhale, we'll bring those palms to center. Let them come down, reach overhead, and then down the front of the body again. Coming a little bit more into the legs here. We're going to lift the arms and push out with one leg. So reach the leg out, draw those toes back, lift the arms up, lean forward, and then push down as you come back. And then switch. So pushing out and then back. Being very aware of your back knee direction. So when you bend down, keep that knee in line. Reach out, nice stretch through the back and the legs, and then release. So reaching through. You'll notice that the little bit of a Tai Chi stance comes into play, of an empty stance if you practice, keeping those knees in line, 45 degrees between the feet. Nice reaching and relaxing. A few more rounds. Pull back those toes, nice stretch. Enjoy that reach through the fingers for your back. Finding your balance, so maybe moving a little bit slower. One more round, both sides. Last one. Down. Inhale up, always bringing that energy back down. All right, hitting the side body just a little bit here. So lift the arms up, bring them to the side, and cross the back leg over. And then we're going to come down. Big circle through step. And then across to the other side. Push out with those hips. Bend into it. And then moving with your own breath or at your own pace. Find that beautiful release through the side. And then back to center and across. So really think about twisting or turning, leaning into this. And then relaxing down fully and then across. You can hold it as long as feels good. We'll do a few more. All depends on the rate at which you're moving. Let's do one more round. We'll finish this side off. Nice stretch. Release back to center and let those arms float down. Release the shoulders here. Roll them back and down. Let them find their neutral position. And then from here, bringing that energy down to center. Inhale up. This time, exhale, hands down to the belly. Bring them to the lower back. Sweep them down the backs of the legs as you fold forward. Bend into the knees to release the lower back. And then maybe the hands come up the inside of the legs to the thighs as you come up. We're going to do a few of those. So inhale up. Exhale down. Hands to the back. Down the backs of the legs as you fold and bend into the knees, down to the feet, up the inner thighs, to release. 2 more. Finding that relaxation, that release through the lower back. Standing up nice and tall at the end. Last one. Folding, really release that lower back. Let the head hang down. And then slowly come up. Roll those shoulders back. Stand up nice and tall. Inhale up. Exhale down. Bring the hands to the belly for a few breaths. Gently rest the eyes. Notice any changes you might feel in your body. Feel the belly expand with your breath. Feel the shoulders are hanging a little bit lower and the energy is circulating a little bit better. Two more breaths. And then we'll reach those arms up overhead on our next inhale. And one final time down the front of the body. And then just release and bring those arms back to center, neutral. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're feeling great after this session, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you, everyone.